Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is, and I hope, like you're bringing your family out. If you have a dog, please, your dog would be begging you, please let me outside. I want to sniff other dogs. Yeah, they want to sniff other dogs. They want to sniff this, they want to sniff that. Make sure, though, if you're going to bring your pet dog out, what kind of dog do you have? Starlight is an animal lover, so if you're going to bring your dog out, don't forget to bring some doggy bags. Not those doggy bags at the restaurant. No, not those. A doggy bag, for their doo-doo. Doo-doo? Yeah, their doo-doo. And also, don't forget to, make sure they have water, because you want to make sure where you're going with your dog is that the water is drinkable for them. Like, out here there's some water that's not drinkable, so you don't, you want to make sure you know what kind of water your dog is drinking, so that way it doesn't have any health issues. So anyway, I love you, and if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can give my videos a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't be afraid, don't be shy, swing by and say, "Hi, Starlight." And also, you could leave a message down below. Yes, leave a message down below. And guess what? You could share my videos. You could share my videos with your family, your friends. A whale? You have a pet whale? No, you don't. I know you don't have a pet whale. And you know what? Since I'm I'm not in the ocean, not right here. Starlight would love to be by the ocean. Let's see, a whale, a dolphin. Woo! A dolphin. Yes, you could share my videos with a dolphin. And also you could follow me, check out my playlist. And now you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So this video is for anyone and everyone. So on this journey, Starlight loves to cook. Would you believe that? I love to cook and clean? A female? Yeah, I love all of it. I love all of it, gardening and all this stuff. But anyway, tonight it's about things that I learned on this journey, like recipes or things that you'd be like, wow, thanks for telling me that, Starlight. That will speed up things. So I got some tips and these recipes here. You gotta give these a try, because they are yummy. Starlight is like, I already just got done eating, so it's not gonna make me hungry right now. My belly is just comfortable. I didn't overeat this time. Starlight loves food, So anyway, today, on this journey, I've learned several things as far as, people living in their car, and this even can be for campers, or even people that live at home. So this is for anyone and everyone. First, I'm going to talk about different kind of pastas, where if you have hot boiling water, you could actually speed up the time to, I won't be able to show you all these things, because I'm just going to tell you about these things. I'm not going to be able to demonstrate these, so I'm going to do my best as far as to tell you about these different recipes or things to speed things up. But if you like pasta, and Starlight doesn't eat white pasta, as I do the wheat, and I really don't get a hold of the vegetable, like the spinach pasta. I don't really get to have a lot of that. But if I have my wheat pasta, any kind of, like, even spaghetti, or any kind of wheat pasta, any kind of wheat pasta, except for, I really can't. It might work, lasagna, wheat lasagna. Starlight was a big, huge. That was one of my favorite dishes when I used to eat meat. But Starlight does not eat meat, for those of you that don't know that, if you're new. Whoops, sorry, Starlight's got to straighten her legs out here. So yeah, so with noodles, like, I use wheat. That is a lot healthier. You can use whatever noodles that you use, if you use the white or whatever. I'm not going to tell you what you got to eat, but I'm just going to help you that inspire you to always try to, like, let go of something not healthy and replace it with something healthy. Is, this is what this is for, is to help you to enjoy food guilt free, without saying, oh, that was not healthy and I know it, so it's Starlight has been there. I've eaten a lot of food in my life where I knew, like, man, doesn't it taste so good? But there's a lot of tasty dishes out there that taste really good, and it's healthy for you. Yay, it's healthy for you. So don't think just by eating healthy it's a boring diet. No, you got to be creative like an artist, and that Starlight's I am, like, I'll tell you what, Starlight knows how to do so many things. I can sing, I can dance, I can do artwork, all kinds of things. I'm a misfix-it, but act like you're an artist, and you're just gonna, play with it, like, try. So that I worded that wrong. So, like, just explore. Like, if you're gonna do an artwork, is to just, like, hey, I'm just gonna dab that in there. And, Starlight had so much fun with paint in her apartment. Wow. Starlight was, I love colors, and I was having a whole lot of fun with balloon art with paint. Wow, you'll get high doing that, not by the paint, but just because it is so much fun to use your creativity. So that's what you want to do with your food, is to have fun with it. Use colors. What kind of food do you like? Like, like, I've been eating a lot of carrots lately. I have oranges, so these colors are so beautiful. Yellow, like a banana, apples, um, tomatoes. So add a lot of color to your recipes. Use a lot of vegetables and fruit. You know, get outside the box when you're cooking. Really, get out of your box and, like, explore. And Starlight loves doing that. So when it comes to, like, the pasta, like I was saying, now I was able to do this, but the water is not 100% good. I don't know what water that they have, like at a gas station, where they have at the coffee machines, they have water that comes out that is hot. So I could I could say that I can heat up noodles without microwaving, and that was one way that Starlight was doing that, was to use the hot water at the gas stations that just said hot water. And this is great for people that are on the road, but it more than likely has some horrible stuff in there, like, so you might not really want to use that kind of water. So, but you can use your, like, drinking water, like I have, like, different kind of drinking water. Sometimes it's not probably the best, but it's in bottles, so I gotta have my water on this journey here. So if you take the right kind of water, like spring water, and boil that, and it's amazing. Is what I'm learning on this journey is I have containers. I have them here, but I'm not going to grab them, but they're small little containers. I get them at the Dollar Tree, and I just will pour, like, broken up spaghetti. I'll put it in there, the size that I want the spaghetti, break it up, in good sizes in a container, and they have lids. And all I do is pour hot water on top of the spaghetti or even noodles, and you put a lid on it, and you let it sit for, you got to watch this stuff though. It's about for 5 to 10 minutes. You let it sit in there, and you could test it, is to, after you're waiting. So this is how quick it really speeds up things as far as like cooking on your stove and using all your gas or your electric, to heat things up. But of course you have to have the right kind of containers at home. But for people that are camping, or people that are on the run, Starlight's running away from something. That's what she's doing. No, car camping or camping out, at a campsite. These would be really great for them, because they can have small little containers, or even you at home, if you're only going to cook like a meal for one person at the house, because not everybody has this big, huge family like the way Starlight cooks. You think, who are you cooking for, Starlight? It's just me. So Starlight doesn't know how to make small, I'm learning though. In my situation, it's teaching me to make smaller meals, because it would get thrown away. But so anyway, you just put how much noodles you want and leave enough space, and you just put hot boiling water on top of the noodles in the container, and make sure all the noodles, even if you got to stir it around a little bit. Starlight uses her finger a lot of times doing this, but not with the hot water. You don't want to use your fingers with the hot water. Is you want to make sure the noodles are covered, and then you put the top on. Make sure it's sealed up really good, and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Bam. And you gotta, test the noodles out, stick one in your mouth, and like, hey, they're good. And then you just drain out your juice. The starch, I think that's what they call it, with the pasta. Drain it out and add whatever you're going to do. This is for campers and anybody that live at home, but of course a lot of people, when they're doing different pastas at home, they do want to rinse that out. But in this situation, Starlight really, it would be back to cold again. So that is how you can speed things up with noodles, like at your house. But of course, if you're at home, you'd want the right kind of containers to do that, and seal it really good and let it sit, stir it up, and then close the lid. And it doesn't take long at all, and so you would save a lot of money on your gas or electric at your house. Sorry, now Starlight doesn't have hot flashes or cold flashes. Hang on, Starlight's got to get some water. It's all this talking I'm doing. I'm working myself up here. Alrighty, now Starlight is a big sandwich. I love to eat sandwich, and you're like, you don't eat meat. How are you making? I don't even eat meat or dairy. So what am I freaking eating, right? What are you eating? How do you survive, Starlight? I know everybody's like, people get in shock if I say like my diet, like what? You don't eat meat? Like, yeah, I don't eat meat, and I don't eat eggs or cheese or milk. So, but sandwiches. Starlight loves to eat sandwiches. And so one of the sandwiches that I just made a couple days ago, which was so yummy. Your kids, if you have kids, if you love peanut butter like Starlight, peanut butter, does anybody have like peanut butter without the salt and sugar in it? Starlight really would love to have some peanut butter with, like organic. There's also organic, which I just had that just went in the garbage can today, and that has got organic cane sugar in there. I don't know how good that is, but that is what it said on the ingredients. So you can use whatever peanut butter, but Starlight doesn't use the other regular peanut butter. Like Jiffy was a kind that Starlight used to eat. And whatever bread, but Starlight likes to have wheat bread. Give me a lot of seeds with that. Starlight loves all that really the expensive bread. So, because it does. When you do wheat for peanut butter, I'm spitting because I'm so excited about talking about peanut butter. I am nuts about peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter. So you get your bread, whatever you eat, but like I said, I do the wheat. So I would have wheat bread, and I love with the nuts and the seeds and all that stuff on my bread. And you put, how much peanut butter do you like on your bread? Okay, you don't have to do it on 2 slices. You can just do it on 1. So load that. Don't be shy with the peanut butter. Starlight is definitely not shy. That's why my peanut butter goes so fast. I make sure I can taste that peanut butter. So Starlight, and make sure you get it all in the corners. Don't forget the corners on the bread. Believe me, Starlight got trained on how to put peanut butter or anything on a piece of bread, and ever since then I always make sure all the corners are full of whatever I'm putting on my bread. And then you grapes. Now really the grapes with the seeds are the healthier ones, but in my case I only had the grapes without the seeds. And all you're going to do is make sure they are rinsed off and cleaned up and drained off. And after they're all drained up, is you're going to just want to, if you got a cutting board or whatever, Starlight's got one of those plastic ones in my car that I use, and I can rinse it off really quick. is to take those grapes, depending on the size, and if they're bigger size, you can take 2 slices in them. And I know this sounds crazy, but you're gonna thank me. If you're the type of person that likes peanut butter and jelly, if you're that type of person, you're gonna get rid of your jelly. Hopefully it's sugar-free jelly or jam, or whatever. They got all kinds of different things out there. And all you do is you take those little sliced grapes, and sometimes it's just going to have the end piece, and it doesn't matter. So you're going to have like arts and crafts with your peanut butter and grape sandwich. Grape sandwich, isn't that funny? Peanut butter and grape sandwich. And so it really looks cool if you have the end piece is sticking up and the flat part going down. It looks like artwork. So Starlight loves playing with her food, but I love eating it too. Don't believe me, Starlight can put it away for a thin girl like me. And so you want to just cover it all up, like one roll after another with a bunch of little grapes all over on there, and close that baby up. And if you want to cut yours in half, or if you don't, you could just give that baby a try. Your kids will be like, wow, this tastes better than, great jelly or jam, and you're getting your kids to eat grapes. And my peanut butter actually had nuts in it. So even if you want nuts, you'll go nuts over the sandwich when you eat this peanut butter and grape sandwich. Starlight's also done the same thing with peanut butter, but with strawberries. Throw the jam away. Unless it's the kind without the sugar. I'm trying to help you out where you don't need the sugar added into your jam or jelly by eating just fruit. And of course everybody knows about the peanut butter and banana sandwich, right? If you don't, you can do this. Those are delicious too. I swear my parents, that I don't know how many of those they eat in 1 month. I'm telling you that they go through a lot of peanut butter and banana sandwiches. And there's other sandwiches, but I don't know if you ever had these. Not everybody knows about these. I grew up eating these, so you would not think these would go good, but they do go really good. Starlight does not eat regular mayonnaise, so I eat plant-based mayonnaise. So if you want to try something weird or strange, is you can put peanut butter on one side of your bread, have another slice, and put like plant-based mayonnaise, on the other. Put those babies together, and it's not going to taste the way you think. It is so weird. The peanut butter kind of makes the mayonnaise kind of taste sweet. It changes the whole mayonnaise taste. So those are sandwiches. And another one that I just made last night, which was really, really, really good. Was it really, really good? Yes, it was really, really good. Starlight was like, yum, yum, yum. And I know they have recipes out there, and I can't remember what the names of these, but you guys or girls, if you know, please leave a comment down below and let me know what sandwich that was, because it might have been something I ate a long time ago. But yesterday or the day before, Starlight made her own coleslaw. So because I had a whole big head of cabbage, and I had carrots, and I had some onions. If I had some garlic, I would have put that in there too. And so that was my first time shredding cabbage without a slice, a shredder for shredding up cabbage. So it was my first time doing really small little cuts, into the cabbage. So when you figure out how much coleslaw you want, you can make your own recipe, or you could just follow something that I'm not gonna even have the measurements here, but you figure out how much cabbage you want. I always just cut like a part off of the head of cabbage. I don't have, like, say for instance, like a couple cups of cabbage shredded up, and then you can have like a half a cup of carrots, really fine, really small, and that's how I had to do it. I wasn't going to be able to shred, my carrots like the way I am right now. Is And if you're an onion fan like Starlight is, yes, Starlight loves onions, then that could be just like really small, like either diced or even finer than that, like minced. You know, it doesn't have to be that small for onions. And I would have to say you don't want to overpower the coleslaw with too much onion or too much carrot. You want to kind of balance it out. So with onions, I would have to say 1/4 cup of onions, you know. So you'd get all those in your container, your bowl or whatever, you know, like if you have something that's going to seal up so you can put it away for leftovers, or put it in your refrigerator so it's in there and chilling so you're ready for dinner whenever you have dinner, or even if you're going to have a lunch. So, and the other thing, after you get your cabbage, your onions and carrots together, and if you do want to add garlic, which garlic goes great in the coleslaw, is I would have to say half of 1/4, which don't ask me what that measurement would be, but you know, you don't want to overwhelm your stuff with too much garlic and any, yeah, I mean, garlic's great for you, so, but you don't want to overdo it with the garlic and have the garlic overtake the whole coleslaw. So it might even just be a couple tablespoons. We'll just say a couple tablespoons of garlic if you want, very minced. And then figure out what kind of mayonnaise. And Starlight has been eating the plant-based mayonnaise, so that has no eggs in it, so you don't have to worry about eggs. And so with the mayonnaise is now Starlight actually just put it right into, I was just guessing, and I would have to say with this kind of recipe, maybe like a cup, or it's about 3/4 or to a cup of mayonnaise in this recipe. If you're gonna have like let's see, I'm trying to think of how much cabbage did I say in here. So if you're gonna have like a good sized bowl for a couple meals, you know, like, or maybe 4 meals of coleslaw, is to have about like about 3/4 to a cup of mayonnaise. And Starlight had some my own like recipe for pickling, which was apple cider vinegar. And this was when I was eating honey, and it had honey in there and hot sauce and some other spices. And so you could just use a little bit of vinegar, like maybe like a tablespoon of vinegar. And Starlight had some sugar that was not like this was like, I think it was like some kind of packages that I got at a gas station that was the better kind of sugar. All you need is like a maybe just a spoonful, you know, of sugar added to the coleslaw recipe. And you just want to, once you get all those ingredients in your bowl with the cabbage and the carrots and the onions, if you're using garlic, is just to really mix it up really good. And then you can put it away in your refrigerator. And for the sandwich that I made last night that was really delicious is because right now I'm close to a raw diet, like a raw vegetable fruit diet, is I kind of had to microwave some potatoes. So what I did is I cut them up like French fries, microwave them at the gas station. And so after they got I had salt and pepper on those babies, sea salt and pepper, and I had those in the container. And so what I did is I even put some hot sauce on these, not a whole lot, just a little, just spread the hot sauce over on your, if you like hot sauce. If you don't, that's okay, but it, you know, you can add other things. And so Starlight had her wheat bread, and so she took a slice of her wheat bread and used the Hummins, if I said that right. I always have a hard time saying these certain names, is This is the chickpea dip. Starlight is a big, huge fan of that. And so I only had so much left. I already ate all the healthier kind of potato chips, which was the blue chips. I already ate those up, so I couldn't use any of those for this. But after you have your potatoes that are going to look like French fries in a container, is that you take your wheat bread and you take your chickpea dip or hummus dip, and you just take one piece of bread, and you're going to just spread that over on there. Not as thick as what Starlight would do her peanut butter, but you want enough on there that you're going to actually taste the hummus dip when you do this. So I only made like a half a sandwich. So here's the bread. I can't do these recipes right now because I don't have any hummus dip with me, so I'm just going to explain it. So once you have your slice, you can put it on your hand like Starlight has, and kind of make it like a pocket, you know, so you're gonna have that bread kind of pocket out like that. And so this side of your you can even make a whole sandwich if you want. That would be easier. And of course you're gonna want to cut that baby in half, believe me. But so one half of your one slice of bread after you put your hummus dip on there is you're gonna neatly just kind of put your potatoes they're microwaved, or even if you bake them, that would even be better. If you could bake them, because Starlight cannot bake anything, but if you could bake, you know, of course, if I was going to bake those in a house, I would microwave the potatoes first, and then I would make sure that they're not going to stick to the pan in the oven. You know, have some kind of oil, whatever oil that you use, so they don't stick to the pan, and then put them in the oven. Bacon would be way better than microwaved in this kind of recipe. So you're just gonna stack them, you know, just one roll on one half of that piece of bread. And so now you got hummus dip on your wheat bread, and now you got one half of that bread with French fries with hot sauce on. Now you're wondering, what about the coleslaw? Yes, exactly. Now you're going to take the coleslaw and put that on top of your potato French fries. That's what they kind of look like, potato French fries. And you're going to just slop that baby on there, fold your sandwich in half, and eat. Eat away. Eat until your heart is content, right? So that is such a yummy recipe, because you're getting the hummus, the potato taste, and on top of that, you're getting you can taste a little bit of the hot sauce with your coleslaw slammed on there, baby. So yes, that was very delicious. So these are some of Starlight's recipes. I got so many more, but this is good for tonight. Is mainly sandwiches and how to cook noodles without even really spending all that extra time getting them to cook. So anyway, I love you. I really hope you enjoy these sandwiches. You gotta try these, and let me know, some of you that know that sandwich that you put coleslaw. There's a sandwich out there that they put, I don't eat that food anymore, is they put coleslaw on top of a sandwich, and it was good at once upon a time. But I love you so much. Starlight loves to cook and loves to eat it, you know. Yeah. So have fun. Get your family involved into this. You know, you can get your kids to learn how to make a peanut butter and grape sandwich, or banana sandwich, or like I said, you can even do the strawberries. Those are the ones I've already tried, and I really like all of those. And I have not done the peanut butter and mayonnaise in such a long time, but it's mind-blowing when you do eat that. So anyway, I love you so much. You can give this video a thumbs up. Sorry, Starlight's butt is getting sore. Normally that's how it felt when, you know, you get spanked too hard, you don't want to sit on your ass. So it's just that I got some bumps down here. So anyway, I love you, you could give this video a thumbs up. Sorry about the sun thing. Is you can subscribe. Oops. And hang on, I'll just turn it a little bit. And don't forget, you can leave me a message down below. You know, I would love to hear some of your recipes. You know, maybe you got something that you could share that's healthy for Starlight. You know, let me know. I would love to hear some of your crazy recipes that you might have. And also, you could share these videos with your family, your friends. Let's see. A pigeon and a dove. And you can check out my playlist. Sorry, Starlight. That's her food saying, thank you, Starlight. That was really yummy. And you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Don't mind me, Starlight's got to use the potty room. That's why I can't think right now. I'm like, I gotta go pee. So anyway, I love you so much, and really, all those recipes I love, and like I said, there's a whole bunch more that I could have done, but this is perfect. I really hope you enjoy this different kind of video. I love you so much. It's Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.